Well, it's a very good morning, and welcome to the Bridgestone Ice Desk here at the GEICO 2019 U.S. Figure Skating Championships inside Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. And wow, we had some memorable moments made last night. History made. Alyssa Liu is 13 years young, and guess what, Detroit? She's right here alongside us. How about some noise for Alyssa Liu? Woo! And also, you'll recognize this guy, Scott Hamilton, a four-time U.S. champ and gold medalist at the Olympics. But Alyssa, wow, what a moment for you last night. How are you feeling today?
I'm really happy about how I performed, but I'm really excited to go back home to work on and improve everything.
All right. No rest for the weary, I
No,
guess.
of course not. You don't get this to this level. You don't become a national senior champion at age 13 by resting. Come on, Nick.
Yeah, geez, I got to learn from the champions here. Alyssa, let's take a look at last night, because you had this arena. I still have goosebumps from last night and the two triple axels that you did. How were you feeling at the beginning of your program when you went out there?
I was like, oh my god, I have to do this triple axel. I have nothing to lose. I have to do both of them, and I just want a clean program.
It was amazing. You know, I was watching, go into the first triple axel, and I was just trying to gauge your nerves.
Yeah.
And it was just, don't see any. No, it's not there. And then combination happened, and the second one is like, I wonder if she's like gonna take her foot off the pedal a little bit for the second one. I was like, no. And then it's like, let's see if we get through the rest. And you just told me a minute ago that with your last spin,
yeah,
you hit a hole in the ice. After all that, and tell me what was going through your mind.
I was like, oh, I finished all my jumps. Nothing to worry about, just spins. But I hit a hole and almost fell. So.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Those little things, I guess, Scott, that we don't necessarily realize that you worked through. But the emotion afterward, I think it's probably been a whirlwind. But how does it feel to be called national champion?
It feels great.
And I saw a video on Instagram that's really cool of you saying that you want to give your gold medal to your dad, which is awesome. Tell us why that is. What's your dad mean to you?
Because he helps me through everything. He brings me to the rink every day. He gives me money for lunch, and he really does everything he can so I can skate.
Well, it's just, for me, it's astounding how you've really built your skating at such a young age. It's like, just walk me through, when did you start? How old were you when you started?
I was 5 when I started skating. My dad brought me to the rink just for fun because he liked to watch skating. So I got on with my sister, and my dad was like, wow, she's faster than all these other skaters. And so he asked me if I wanted to do group lessons, and I said, sure, okay, that's fine. And so then I found my coach, and we started taking private lessons after.
Wow.
Awesome. And Scott, the rest is history.
And history yet to be made. To be at this level at such a young age is remarkable. But, what are your immediate goals? Now, you're going to go home. You said you have to get right back to work.
Will you promise us take a couple days off?
Yeah, I
Please.
am.
Okay, and then what are your goals after that?
So I actually go to Disneyland for a few days. That's
Awesome.
my vacation. And then I go back home and work on new jumps and work on my presentation and spins.
Okay, cool. What new jumps, Alyssa? You already have the triple axel. What are you going to add to your armor?
I have landed quadlets before, but it's not very consistent. So I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to work on my skating skills as well.
Awesome. I also heard that you took a couple stuffed animals home. You had a few on the ice last night. What are you going to do with the rest of them?
I'm going to give a few of them to my coach's daughter and my siblings, and then I'm going to donate to my best friend's dad's hospital. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You know about giving a little bit.
Well,
That's great.
we are working on it. Yeah. It's just, I'm speechless. Because, it's when I was 13, I was falling 5 times at nationals and coming in dead last. And, just your maturity on the ice and the way you handled the moment was just amazing. And I'm your biggest fan. Just so you know that, I'm your biggest fan. It was just unbelievable.
Sorry, excuse me, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that, it's just, I'm speechless because I've never seen anything like this. When Elaine Zayak came up, and all these young skaters came up, Katarina Witt, when she came up, they had so much to work on, but you seem to have a pretty strong package now, and that is amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, Alyssa, I saved the most important question for last. You are an expert slime maker, is that right?
Oh yes!
Tell us how to make the best slime, because I need to know. What's the secret?
I wouldn't call myself an expert at slime. My best friends are pretty expert at making slime. She actually has a slime account, but I think how to make the best slime is regular glue, some clear glue, baby oil, baby lotion, and activator, which is borax and water mixed together.
Okay, cool. Will you do an Instagram video at some point with that recipe? And because Scott needs to learn, right? You need some expert slime.
And my favorite color is blue.
Okay.
So you know.
Alyssa, thank you so much. Detroit, make some noise for Alyssa Liu. She is national champion at 13. So awesome, so cool. And really cool to see Scott Hamilton alongside Alyssa. Guess what? We've got great figure skating coming up today. Here's the schedule. We already saw some, but it's the men's short program to come. And then also we've got the ice desk here after the men's short program. And then we'll have the dance this evening. We've also got, so a lot of action here. We're looking forward to all of it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of our morning.
Okay, so a lot of action here today, obviously. I want to go ahead and show you our men's, the guys that are in action today for the men's short program. You saw that we've got a lot of skating here to come, and let's go ahead and check out the competitors for the men's short program.
USA Champions 2.
Well, Nathan Chen today is going for a third national title, and how cool was it to see Alyssa Liu here on set with us with Scott Hamilton. And Scott's actually stayed, he's hanging around, we twisted his arm to talk about the boys, Scott, because this is a really exciting competition coming up for the men's short program. Obviously, with Nathan trying to go for that third national title, but then you've got Jason Brown and Vincent Zhou nipping at his heels. But gosh, it feels like it's his title to win.
Well, it's always his title to win. You just name any competition and it's his title to win. It's like, where do you get the points to beat Nathan Chen? It's almost like you have to do 3 programs, have 16 jumping passes, and then you'll get within 10 points. I mean, he's extraordinary in the way that he has mastered the quads, obviously. That's kind of what he's known for, but he's a complete skater. There's everything about him is just, every detail is attended to. Musically, he's spectacular. And this year he's taken that next step towards, it's like, you always had the sense that, he's a master of the athleticism. He does this, he does that, but he's always kind of a little bit laid back in the way that he presents his skating, just kind of a little too cool for school, But when you see this year and how he's just sort of now, yeah, I'm the man. And, we had a talk recently. He was in Nashville doing some things for Bridgestone. And I just said to him, I go, so what do you think about being the world champion? He goes, yeah, it's kind of surreal. And I go, yeah, I felt that way too, until I realized that I'm just competing against guys.
Yeah.
They're just guys.
Right.
And I put the world title on such a pedestal that I thought I'm unworthy. I thought it's too much. How am I going to handle this? And when I saw Nathan, he kind of like, he goes, That's cool. I like that. And I go, they're just guys. So your job is to stay ahead of those guys and figure out a way to just keep pushing the bar. And it was really a wonderful exchange. And then seeing what he's done this year is phenomenal, how he's taken to the next level while he's going to Yale full time.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that?
Just going to Yale. No big deal. Let's go ahead and talk about Jason Brown as well. I know you like a good quote. I loved this from Jason Brown. He said about not making the Olympics last year, it was kind of like my nightmare happened and I survived it. I'm not afraid anymore. And that's big for Jason Brown, who's such a beautiful artistic skater, but he's looked confident. He's got a new haircut this season. And gosh, Scott, he looks like a guy who's out there. He wants to prove himself. He doesn't need to, but he wants to prove himself once again.
You know, it's all that maturity. Jason's an older skater. He's been around a long time. He understands the process. And, you know, again, when it's the devil you know, instead of the devil you don't know, you approach competitions a little bit differently. And last year, you know, he was told, you got to do the quad. Don't forget the quad. You got to do the quad. And the quad last year was probably a 10 to 15% probability. And so, you know, then he sees Adam Rippon go to the Olympics saying, I don't need a quad because the math doesn't work out. And he gave himself permission not to do it. Now Nathan is with Tracy Wilson. I spent a lot of time with her last night. She told me what a joy he is to work with. There's never been anyone around Jason Brown that didn't say what a joy it is to be around Jason Brown. He's the kindest, most thoughtful, and you know, he's just connected. When you talk to him, he looks at you in the eye. He wants to, you know, really give you that everything he's got, and that happens on and off the ice. And that's extremely rare for anyone when they're trying to just focus on getting their job done. But he's one of those skaters that he brings you onto the ice with him. He's one of those skaters that you will him to do well every time you watch him skate. And I know that, you know, seeing him internationally this year, you know, I think he's going to do really well here.
Earlier this season, Scott, Vincent Joe, he was really challenged on his under rotations, and he went back to Colorado Springs working with Tom GEICO and really wanted to clean those up. He's got maybe a point to prove himself. What do you see from him at this Nationals?
He's great. I mean, you know, Vincent's he's a great skater. He's got all the toys. It's just when you start to get, it's one camera. We have, you know, NBC has a lot of cameras. The judging panel has one camera, and they have to go off that one camera.
Yep.
So sometimes if they get just the slightest bit of a view, they might call it under rotation.
Yep.
And once they start calling under rotations, guess what? Now they're looking for under rotations where with other skaters they're not. So it puts them at a little bit of a let's see what happens mode. And, you know, I think he looks great. I mean, he kills those quads, and he's a great skater to watch. So I anticipate he'll skate clean, and, you know, hopefully, you know, he won't get those under rotation calls.
And we've got a few other up-and-coming guys, including Alexei Krasnozhan, Camden Polkanen, and Andrew Torgashev. They're all teenagers, Scott, and they're all going to maybe prove a point this weekend, too. I also just want to shout out to the Scott Hamilton Cares Foundation. You had a great skate to eliminate cancer
it was really
this week.
fun.
Check out Scott's social media. Jeremy Abbott was there, Alyssa Sidney, Yuka Sato. That was a great event here.
Alyssa Sidney, come back. I'm telling you, she skated better than I've ever seen her skate. It was unbelievable.
She was out here last night, too. She's been on the ice desk. She's a busy girl, Alyssa.
She's awesome.
Okay, here we go. We got to turn our bright lights off for the skaters. Scott Hamilton, thank you so much. And it's the men's short program. Come right back here to Bridgestone Ice Desk after that. We'll see you then. Maybe come back for Alyssa.